Did you, like me, miss some Odyssey items while playing Valhalla? Well, good news, 2 weapons from that game are now in Valhalla and some other items as well on the brand new free island. The Yule Festival is back too, with some issues, but also some new loot. So there's really a ton to go over, some other cool weapons you want to get as well. The timestamps are in the video bar, but let's start with the new festival items. Because Yule is back with all the activities we know, and maybe not all love from last year, although maybe like me, you're just seeing the snow in the settlement, but an empty field without the festivities. Well, that's because of a bug that is in the game right now at the time of this recording. If you namely already played the festival on your current save, then you do not see it, but going back to an older save from before the end of December 2020 will have the festival show up. But yeah, you of course want the new items on your latest save. Well, Ubisoft says that they are currently investigating and that they will share an update with more information soon. So hopefully they fix it soon, otherwise they will likely extend the festival. And then if you do get it to work, you will notice that they removed the one-liners from the archery lady, so she's quiet the whole time while you are hitting the targets, RIP. The brawl is back, which I do kinda like, just like the missions that are fixed now, by the way, with no weird markers on the sea or progression issues that we had last year. And doing these missions is totally the fastest way to get the new items. Everything from last year is back, and you can also buy the gear set for a second time and then duplicate armor runes by putting them on one and then they appear on the other. You can do that if you want. No, but let's focus on the new items. I can't get over how kind of creepy the Hoarfrost hairstyles are, especially when you select them in the tattoo shop. They're like shining, but also in game. Personally, I don't want to run around like this. You do have, by the way, a beard that does combine well with the hair of Mil Eivor. I instantly get cold when I look at it, but maybe you like it. Like, more power to you. We also got new settlement items. The house bear is fine, but I do really like the massive winter warrior statue. I'm kind of getting mythical, like Asgard or even Dawn of Ragnarok vibes, looking at the beginning of the cinematic trailer. So yes, I think at least this one is totally worth getting. There's also a brand new bow for 150 tokens with a pretty cool effect. If you namely stun an enemy, then your bow gets covered in snow, and once this like glow is active, you know that your next shot will do increased headshot damage. The perk itself is not really good, because when stunning an enemy you can just do a bow stun finisher, which is way easier and kills the enemies most of the times anyways. This does count as your next shot though, so you will lose the effect. Plus, if you miss the next shot, so when your bow is glowing, then you also lose the buff. So yeah, not very good perk, still like the glow, but there's a weird part about this glow, namely if you upgrade the bow to the mythical quality, then you will not see the glow. So only when you use it at the superior quality, which you don't want to do anyways. So I hope this is like a bug and that they fix it in the future. Overall, kind of a weird weapon, but I do like the idea. Luckily, there is a really cool other weapon you can get now in the Ubisoft Connect reward section, which I want to touch on now, and of course the Odyssey items. And if you like the video so far, then leaving a like on it would really help me out, and subscribe of course for everything Assassin's Creed if you haven't already. We talked about it before in previous videos, but now it's here, the Astral Blade, the final weapon designed by the Mentors Guild, and I think they did a great job. I really love the look of this one, a true Izu sword. But the perk is really bad, 20 critical damage on a dodge. So for a short time after a dodge you get this buff, but the increase in damage is not really noticeable. Here I do a 64 crit without the buff, and then I dodge and do another crit, 67. So 3 extra damage for that short window. Really meh. Still, just transmogging the look over other swords is totally worth the 100 units. And you can of course get these units by focusing on the Ubisoft Connect challenges, and they actually added some new ones for the Isle of Skye and the Cassandra story arc, which should help you level up and get these units. And speaking of the Isle of Skye, you can find some new flying papers there that reward you parts of the new Eagle Bearer tattoo set. And real quick, the blinding rush tactic still works for getting these papers. So if you want to cheat, you can do that. Although, as always, they're kind of easy to complete. First things first though, for if you missed it, in order to get to the island, to get the Odyssey items, your settlement needs to be level 4 and you need to have built the Sears hut. Then a mission close to the Sears hut opens up, which will take you to this brand new area. I overall love the arm tattoos with the sort of rings around the arm. We see a lot of snakes on the chest, and the back tattoo is really the standout with the amazing Greek throwback. A lot of interesting details if you really like take the time and look at it. But good to note is that this is a reward from the treasure hoard on the Isle of Skye. You find the map over here, which is not that hard to find, but totally make sure that you got an adrenaline slot and the incendiary powder trap ability, so you don't have to like carry a jar from pretty far away, I think, actually. And the solution, once you got the map, is over here. So pretty close by, you find some water with a rock, and if you go there, you can actually loot the back tattoo. And then you see that you also get the Medusa seal, which was a seal you could also get in Odyssey by taking over an epic ship. Nothing too special, although if you want more Greek stuff, then this might be nice. And we of course got the Adrestia as a look for our ship already a while back, but we never received the shields. Well, you can get them now, but only for 60 units with the rest of the items. So if you never got those other items, then it might be nice, but otherwise you're basically paying 60 units for the shields. Not really worth it in my opinion, although if you really wanna have your ship in Valhalla look like the ship in Odyssey, then you can do that now too. Yeah, you also have some Ubisoft tattoos you can get right now in Ubisoft Connect. I don't know why you want to use them. Let's move on to more exciting things, namely the weapons from Assassin's Creed Odyssey that are now in Valhalla. Starting with the Hero Sword, which you find over here on the map in a wealth chest. You need to find 2 keys in the area and then this sword is yours. Ubisoft used it for all the Odyssey marketing material. Cassandra even has it on the box art of the game. But it was always strange that we only got it like very late into the Odyssey post-launch through the A Friend Worth Dying for Lost Tales of Greece mission, and after burning down a whole farm, which was kinda weird for a hero sword. They later did change it to be just a reward for finishing that mission. In Odyssey it had some assassination stats, and in Valhalla we see something similar. 15 assassination damage and 15 stealth damage. The difference of course is though that stealth stats don't really matter in Valhalla because you can easily kill anyone anyways. It is worth noting though that this weapon compared to other one-handed swords has a very high amount of speed. Like 10 more versus the Astral Blade. And it also outclasses a lot of the other swords. Only the ring sword from the Caesar Paris has the same amount of speed. 68 is quite a lot, especially because runes, for example, only give 1.7 each. So nice if you're looking for a fast sword, otherwise it's not really good. Luckily that's not the case for the Spear of Leonidas. It's not the broken spear that Cassandra or Alexios has, but actually the longer one we could never get as an item in Odyssey, only through a glitch that still works in the game by the way, where if you go into a story creator mode mission, then do the Ares Madness ability, leave that story creator mode mission, bam! You can now use the spear as long as you do not do the Ares Madness again or change weapons. The look is identical by the way, including the really cool engravings on the other side of the stick. And in Valhalla you find it over here on the map, also in a wealth chest, and you will also need a key which is close by. And I really love the glow in Valhalla that it seems to have most of the times, although sometimes it disappears, so not sure what's going on there, but when it's glowing, I really dig it. And as long as you have 1 adrenaline bar, you get all the bonuses that are noted here, and especially the ability damage can be nice because there are not a lot of non-helix ability damage weapons, especially not as good as this. And yeah, ability damage is interesting, but I will go more in depth on that in a future video because it totally deserves its own deep dive. The downside of this spear is of course that it's a spear and there are already a ton of amazing spears out there, but if you want to switch things up, don't run the game in like full OP mode, then this is totally a solid choice. Subscribe of course for way more Valhalla content if you haven't already. A like on the video would really help me out, and check out my previous video on the big update, everything they changed and added, which you can watch by clicking on the screen. For now though, I will speak to you in the next one. Goodbye.